Hey guys, it's Kimberly, and today I'm doing a very exciting video. In my last video, if you haven't yet seen it, I did a Sephora haul, and in that haul, I picked up the Natasha Denona Lila Palette. I am so excited to use this. So obviously you can see today I have my full face finished, everything but the eyes. And today I am going to go in with this palette for the very first time on my eyes and really test it out. Now, for those of you who don't know, Natasha Denona is in Sephora. That's where I got this. However, it is a very expensive brand. Now this palette in particular has 15 eyeshadows. You can see right there, they're stunning. However, a palette like this probably runs on average around $50, $60 in Sephora. That's not cheap, but this palette right here is $129, which is ridiculous. It's insane. However, Natasha Denona has quite the reputation for having amazing eyeshadows, like absolutely stunning. So for the price that you're gonna pay, dropping a pretty little penny on this palette, ooh, that's a lot of peas. We're gonna see if it's worth it, and if you are thinking about getting one or not, then you'll be able to get a little bit better of an idea of what you're looking for and if it's going to be worth your cash. So without further ado, let's start putting some on my eyes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go in with this crown brush. It's the SSO27 Deluxe Blending Crease Brush. It's just a fluffy crease brush, and we're going to go in with this shade right here, which is the shade Nude Mauve, and we're going to use that as our transition shade and put it all up in the crease on both eyes. Okay, so my initial reaction when I dip my brush into the shadow, I don't know if you can see there, but it's a little dusty. There is a little bit of kickback. Okay, now let's put it on the lids. Now I'm just applying this all over, bringing it pretty high, pretty low, all over the crease in windshield wiper motions and just blowing it out. Today we are gonna go for a fun purple eyeshadow look. Since this is the Lila palette, it's the purple palette, obviously, and I love purple eyeshadows. I think that Amethyst, the purple shiny foiled shade in this palette, really is the star of the show, and so I definitely want to use that today. Okay, so once you have that built up on the lids, I'm going to go into this top shadow right here, which is one that I swatched in my Sephora haul video, and that is the shade Per Se. And I'm just gonna go in with this shade all over the crease and kind of keep it lower than the shade we used before. And I'm bringing this all the way from inner to outer corner in windshield wiper motions. Really building up that pigment. So far, these shadows are so pigmented and so blendable, but also buildable, which I really like. There are some shadows out there that are super pigmented, and that's great, but once you touch it to your eyelid, there's like no moving it. It's like super glue, like you just shellacked your eyeball. And although to have all that pigment is great, it is not always what you're looking for, you know? And it's not easy for beginners, it's not easy for really complicated looks that need a lot of blending. Just kind of depending on what you're going for, I think that this formula of lots of pigmentation but easily blendable is really the best kind of shadow that you can have. So far, I am not disappointed. Alright, so this is where we're at right now. I think I'm gonna go for a little bit of a halo eye situation. So I am going to go in with this shade right here, which is not totally matte, but I think it's gonna work because it's not really like foiled either. And that is the shade Layla. And I'm just going to take it, same brush again, and just dab it on the outer corner, dab on the inner corner, and then just buff it out so that we don't have any harsh lines. This will give us a little bit extra depth for that halo eye shape. And I'm gonna blend it a little bit into the crease. Mainly on the outer and inner corners, but just kind of connect it ever so slightly. Just like that. All right, so this is where we're at right now. And as you can see, there's a blank area in the center of the lid, and now we are going to go in with the showstopper, the main, most beautiful eye-catching shade in this palette, I think, and that's this purple right here in the shade Amethyst? Yep, Amethyst. And I love putting on foiled shadows. Sometimes I use a flat, like concealer brush, like a packer brush, but I love doing it with my fingers. So honestly, I'm gonna go in with my finger and apply the purple shade all over the center of my lid. Here we go. Okay, so that purple is absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness. And I'm just gonna go back in with the brush that I was using before, back into that Layla shade, and re-deepen up the inner and outer corner. All right, now for the lower lash line, I am going to go in with the shade Nude Mauve, which is the first shade we went in with, this one right here, and I'm just gonna buff that against the lower lash line. And I'm gonna be using my Precision Fluff 811 brush. And I'm gonna go in with this shade Per Se, which is just a tad darker, and I'm just gonna kind of put that on the outer corner of my lower lash line, just to give a little more definition. Okay, now considering there are no lashes, no nothing like that on, I love this eyeshadow look. Like I said, I love purple eyeshadows. They're one of the most beautiful, fun pops of color that is so wearable and so easy to pull off. I think more people should wear purple on their eyes. I think it's just a beautiful color eyeshadow. It is so creamy. All of these shades in here honestly performed so well. There is a little bit of kickback, but I didn't find it to be an issue. I have my entire face already done and I had no fallout, which is great. Especially for shadows that are so pigmented. The more pigmented the shadow, usually the more fallout you have, and I really didn't experience any fallout, which is great. I am so excited. Obviously, with this being $129 for this palette, no matter how great the palette is, that is definitely, it's kind of hard to say that it's completely worth your money, just because when a regular palette like this comes to Sephora, it's typically like in the $50-ish range. This is more than double that, so it's definitely something to take into your own consideration. How often would you love it? Would you use it? Are you a makeup junkie? Do you want to have it in your collection? All that kind of stuff. But for me, being someone who purchased it, using it for the first time, I am not disappointed. I definitely love all the shadows, and I am so happy that I picked this out. Now, this being all the eyeshadow I wanted to put on, I do want to put something on my lids that is not from the Natasha Denona palette. So now that we put all the Natasha Denona shadows on, and I have collected my thoughts and decided that I love it, so no issues there, I do want to go in with my Stila Glitter and Glow shade in Gypsy, which is like an iridescent, like pink, magenta, purple, and I just want to dab that right in the center to really give it that halo eye effect, and maybe even right in the center on the lower lash line. So let's do this, and hopefully it doesn't make me not like the look. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Glitter and Glow on a Morphe M213 brush, that teeny tiny little detail brush there, to put it right in the center of my lower lash line, just to give me a little bit of extra control. Alright, so I absolutely love that. I think just a little pop of glitter, a little something something can make it like take it from here to here so fast. I love that. And so I'm gonna go do a little to my lashes and I'll be right back. Okay, so the lashes are on. I did Ardell 110s. I put a little mascara on, a little bit of eyeliner in the waterline, and now it's time to set the face. And I'm going to use my Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray. It's new. Alright guys, and that is it for the finished look. I love this palette, the Natasha Denona palette. If you have just money laying around, I guess, and you want to pick it up, or if you've been having your eye on it, just weren't sure, I definitely suggest that you go and at least swatch it in the store. Feel it for yourself. It is so nice and buttery. I loved it. I love the look that I was able to create with it. And yeah, I'm so excited to keep exploring it a little bit more. So anyways, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Cosmo_Kimberly. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.